You pull out the heavy black basket. You hear the incredibly satisfying crunch of roasted chicken. You see the perfectly golden edges of your favorite sweet potatoes. You smell the rich, savory aroma filling your kitchen. You feel a massive wave of immediate relief. You did not use a single drop of heavy deep-frying oil. You did not fill your kitchen with greasy, toxic smoke. You did not add hundreds of empty calories to your dinner. You think you are doing your heart a massive favor. You think you have finally beaten the system. Stop right there. Look closely at that dry, perfectly browned crust. Believing this is entirely healthy is a dangerous biological trap. It is the exact equivalent of locking your heavy front door to keep out burglars, but leaving your ground floor windows wide open during a Category 5 hurricane. By aggressively removing the natural moisture from your meals, you are changing the fundamental chemistry of your food. By blasting your delicate dinner with hurricane-force dry heat, you are turning your evening meal into a hidden chemical factory. You are generating massive, highly unnatural amounts of Advanced Glycation End products. Top Harvard researchers call them AGEs for short. They literally accelerate your biological clock from the inside out. They quietly rust your cells. They rapidly age your tissues. You are not to blame for this common mistake. You bought this popular machine to be completely healthy. You wanted to make much better choices for your family. Deep-fried food is heavy. It is excessively greasy. It is heavily tied to rapid weight gain and sluggish circulation. So using hot air sounds incredibly light, fresh, and perfectly safe for daily use. It makes complete logical sense. But physics and human biology do not care about clever marketing campaigns. Most people simply toss their raw food into the basket bone dry. They turn the digital dial to 400 degrees, walk away, and wait for the beep. This instantly triggers severe microscopic chemical burning. Stay with me. At the end of this video, I will show you the exact 2-minute pre-soak method that completely neutralizes this dangerous chemical reaction. You will protect your vital organs, and you will keep 100% of the loud crunch you love. What actually happens inside your complex system when you eat food blasted by moisture-stripped air? You ingest thousands of these microscopic AGEs with every single bite you take. These mutated chemical compounds enter your digestive tract. They rapidly cross over the lining of your gut. They flood directly into your active bloodstream. They immediately seek out your body's vital structural proteins. They cause a highly damaging process that cellular scientists call collagen cross-linking. Do not let that complicated term confuse you. Think of it simply as microscopic superglue. This sticky biological glue binds directly to the flexible collagen inside your knees. It sticks firmly to the delicate structural matrix of your skin. It forcefully attaches to the vital, flexible walls of your arteries. It turns a flexible, youthful rubber band into a brittle, dry twig. That is exactly why your joints feel stiff, heavy, and painfully locked when you wake up in the morning. You step out of bed and your knees pop loudly. You reach up high into the cupboard for a coffee cup and your shoulders feel locked tight. You try to get up from a low chair and your hips refuse to move smoothly. It is not just the inevitable passing of time. It is not just normal, expected aging. It is literal cellular rust. Your joint cartilage loses its natural youthful bounce. Your facial skin loses its elasticity. It starts sagging and wrinkling long before it biologically should. Put a plus in the comments right now if you have always believed the popular myth that air frying is a perfectly healthy daily habit, or a minus if you already knew it had hidden biological risks. The truth is incredibly shocking. The very kitchen device you proudly bought to protect your longevity is secretly aging your connective tissues with every single meal. But here's the absolute most dangerous part of all. So your joints are quietly stiffening up. But if you think your knees and your shoulders are the only victims of this intense dry heat, you are completely missing the silent alarm happening right now in your blood vessels. Fat is not your only enemy in the modern kitchen. For decades, we have been strictly trained to fear butter. We have been trained to fear oil. But extreme dry heat is actually far worse for your cellular age and your overall metabolic health. Let's look at a simple, healthy, natural potato. Boiling or gently steaming a potato creates almost zero advanced glycation end products. Why does this happen so perfectly? Because boiling water strictly caps the maximum cooking temperature at exactly 212 degrees Fahrenheit. This is a strict natural thermal threshold. Water will simply turn to steam and float away before it ever gets hotter than that limit. At this gentle, stable temperature, those toxic aging compounds simply cannot rapidly form. The surrounding water acts as a highly protective physical barrier. But tossing naked, unprotected starchy foods into a high-powered air fryer changes the rules of physics entirely. It multiplies these dangerous aging compounds by up to an astonishing 100 times. Starch plus extreme dry heat equals immediate cellular rust. It is that simple. Think about the inside of that machine. They shockingly just make their cardiac health drastically worse. This is a classic example of common health knowledge going completely wrong. This is a human tragedy because it sets people up for failure. It erodes their trust in needless diets, and it completely derails their progress. You will be amazed by the simple, highly engineered biological upgrade that completely nullifies all of this damage. This is the exact workaround I am going to show you at the end of this video that completely stops the fusion from happening. So dry heat stiffens your collagen in your knees and makes your lower back ache after a long day. But wait until you see the devastating, silent damage it does when it reaches your cardiovascular system. While your joints are quietly stiffening up, your blood is suddenly struggling to flow smoothly through your body. We are constantly told by health gurus that if a meal is not deep-fried in huge vats of industrial seed oil, our arteries are perfectly safe. We think a dry, roasted chicken breast is the ultimate heart-healthy dinner choice. This is a profound, dangerous misunderstanding of human biology. The intense, dry browning effect severely damages the delicate inner lining of your blood vessels. Think of this smooth inner lining as a slick, non-stick Teflon coating. This smooth coating keeps your daily circulation moving effortlessly. It keeps your blood vessels wide, relaxed, and fully open. It ensures your heart does not have to work too hard to pump oxygenated blood to your brain. But those sticky AGEs aggressively scratch that Teflon coating. They act exactly like microscopic sandpaper flowing rapidly through your veins. They create tiny, jagged abrasions. They cause microscopic tears along the smooth vessel walls. Think about what happens when you scratch a non-stick frying pan with a metal fork. Your morning eggs start to stick to the bottom. The pan gets completely ruined. That is exactly what happens inside your arteries. These tiny scratches make it incredibly easy for dangerous cholesterol and arterial plaque to stick and build up. Consider a very common, real-world scenario. In my years of practice, I see many people over the age of 50 decide to get extremely serious about their heart health. They throw out their old, greasy frying pans. They decide to eat perfectly dry, air-fried chicken breast and dry roasted vegetables every single night. They feel incredibly proud of their strict new diet. 3 months later, they go in for a routine checkup. Their blood pressure has not dropped a single point. Their daily circulation is highly sluggish. Their afternoon fatigue is worse than it has ever been. They automatically blame their age. They blame their family genetics. They think their metabolism is just completely broken. They should be blaming the dry heat. We now know that the dry crunch is chemically scratching your blood vessels. Have you ever caught a supermarket tricking you with fake health labels on so-called healthy frozen foods meant for the air fryer? Tell me below. The massive food industry absolutely loves to market these heavily processed items as completely guilt-free. They slap huge, bright green labels on the cardboard box. They completely ignore the chemical reality of how these foods are violently cooked. So your blood vessels are quietly taking damage, but wait until you see what happens when you combine this dry, heated food with your favorite morning drink. It turns a simple, innocent breakfast into a heavy, exhausting burden for your liver. Eating air-fried foods alongside highly caffeinated or highly sugary drinks is a biological recipe for total internal exhaustion. Caffeine is a powerful, fast-acting stimulant. It naturally and temporarily constricts your blood vessels. They tighten up forcefully to pump blood faster. Now imagine combining those narrowed, tightened vessels with a massive, sudden influx of sticky AGEs from your air-fried meal. Your liver has to work double time just to keep you functioning properly. It is forced to forcefully pump and heavily filter thick, sticky blood through highly narrowed tubes. Think of trying to suck a thick, heavy milkshake through a tiny, flattened plastic straw. The liver is your body's master filtration system. It acts exactly like the main oil filter in a car engine, but it heavily relies on smooth, fluid blood dynamics to flush out daily toxins efficiently. Your liver enzymes are suddenly overwhelmed by the sheer massive volume of oxidized, burned debris. When you flood the system with dry roasted proteins and shrink the blood vessels at the exact same time, the liver gets completely backlogged. The toxins stay circulating in your blood far longer than they ever should. They bounce around your system, they cause widespread inflammation, they trigger deep, heavy fatigue. You feel a heavy, miserable crash in the middle of the afternoon. You reach for more coffee to wake up, which only makes the constriction even worse. Remember, I'm going to show you the simple acid buffer trick in just a few minutes. It absolutely stops this sticky compound from forming before you even turn the machine on. For now, try to separate your strong coffee or strong tea from your dry roasted meals by at least 1 full hour. Drink a large glass of plain filtered water with your meal instead. Give your liver a fair fighting chance to clear the chemical debris. Let your blood vessels fully relax and open up wide. But the biological damage does not stop at your liver. Your liver carefully clears what it can, but it gets completely overwhelmed if you make this next very common kitchen mistake: reheating yesterday's leftovers in the air fryer just to make them crispy again. Do not do it. You are literally double baking the delicate proteins. The first cooking session already fused the sugars and amino acids tightly together. That initial heat created a high, dangerous baseline level of AGEs. By throwing that cold chicken or cold steak back into the hurricane of dry heat the next day, you multiply those toxic compounds exponentially. The natural moisture is entirely gone from the food. The intense circulating heat attacks the bare, highly vulnerable protein fibers directly. You are turning yesterday's perfectly fine dinner into today's pure biological rust. Reheating leftovers in extreme dry heat multiplies the structural damage to your vital cells. Real, natural, fresh products are incredibly hard to find right now. They are also incredibly expensive at the grocery store. This makes all of us rely heavily on stretching our weekly meals with leftovers. Where are you watching from, and what do fresh groceries cost in your city right now? We try our absolute best to stretch our meals to save our hard-earned money, but we end up paying the ultimate hidden price with our joint mobility and our cellular health. This accumulated rust does not just float aimlessly through your body. It specifically targets the delicate, vital proteins keeping your eyes sharp and your vision crystal clear. The crystalline proteins inside the lens of your eyes do not regenerate like other cells in your body. They must stay perfectly clear to let light pass cleanly through. Once they are damaged and coated by these circulating AGEs, they become permanently cloudy. This rapidly accelerates your visual decline. Your vision gets highly foggy. You severely struggle to read small print in dim lighting. You find yourself constantly reaching for reading glasses. Driving at night becomes highly stressful because the headlights cause massive glare. So, your eyes are becoming cloudy. But wait until you realize what this cellular rust is doing to your daily memory and your mental focus. The damage reaches far beyond your physical joints and your vision. These highly aggressive AGEs do not just stay in your body. They are fully capable of crossing the highly selective blood-brain barrier. This is the ultimate protective shield meant to keep toxins out of your brain. Once they cross this barrier, they begin to accumulate directly in your neural pathways. They cause severe oxidative stress inside your brain tissue. Think of your neural pathways as high-speed fiber optic cables. They carry rapid signals so you can remember names, find your car keys, and stay focused on a conversation. The AGEs act like heavy dirt covering those vital cables. The signals drastically slow down. You walk into a room and completely forget why you went in there. You struggle to find the right word during a simple chat with a friend. You automatically brush this off as a normal senior moment. You joke that your memory is just slipping with age. But it is not a structural failure of your brain. It is chemical interference. Your brain's microglial cells, the internal cleaning crew, become completely distracted trying to fight off the inflammation caused by the dry heat toxins. They stop doing their normal job of clearing out daily mental fog. This is exactly why a heavy, dry roasted meal makes you feel mentally sluggish and completely unmotivated the next morning. Your brain is quite literally fighting off the chemical rust. But if you think your brain is the final casualty, you are entirely ignoring the heaviest burden placed on your body's ultimate filtration system. Your kidneys are taking the absolute hardest hit. Your kidneys are the final exit door for all of this cellular rust. They rely on an incredibly delicate, microscopic network of tiny capillaries to filter the waste out of your blood. Think of these tiny capillaries as a very fine, delicate silk mesh. When these sharp, sticky AGEs are forced through that silk mesh, they cause microscopic scarring. The delicate filters become stiff and rigid. They lose their ability to efficiently pull excess water and toxins out of your daily circulation. This is exactly why you might wake up with heavy, puffy bags under your eyes. It is exactly why your ankles feel swollen and tight at the end of a long day. Your body is desperately holding on to water because the primary filters are clogged with cellular rust. You assume it is just a normal part of getting older. You assume you just ate too much salt the night before. But the true culprit is the massive wave of dry heat toxins overwhelming your natural filtration system. Let us fix this entire problem right now. You do not have to throw your expensive machine away. You do not have to give up the delicious foods you love. You just have to outsmart the appliance. Before you air fry meat, fish, or potatoes, toss them in a simple liquid marinade containing an active acid. Lemon juice is highly fantastic for this. High-quality apple cider vinegar works absolutely perfectly. Fresh lime juice is also an excellent choice.
Let the raw food sit in this liquid for just 15 minutes. This creates an impenetrable acidic armor entirely around the food. The acid fundamentally alters the pH level on the exact surface of the meat or vegetable. It acts as an invisible, highly effective chemical shield. It physically blocks the sugar and protein molecules from fusing together under the intense heat. It completely stops the cellular mutation in its tracks. Clinical studies show this incredibly simple step drops the formation of advanced glycation end products by up to 70%. This works perfectly even when you are cooking at 400 degrees. Keep a small, clean spray bottle filled with half-filtered water and half apple cider vinegar right on your kitchen counter. Mist your food lightly with this simple mixture before sliding the heavy basket in. Ensure every single piece has a light, even coating. It is that simple. Acid completely neutralizes the severe heat damage on the outside. It stops the browning process from turning toxic. You will still get a beautiful golden color. You will still get a fantastic savory flavor, but you will not get the cellular rust. By the way, do you store your apple cider vinegar in the fridge or on the counter? Let's debate in the comments. So the outside of your food is now perfectly safe. But even with the outside fully protected by the acid, the extreme circulating fan is still actively trying to dry out the inside of your food. The spinning fan is completely relentless. It aggressively pulls moisture from the deepest layers of your meal. Here is the final 3-second step to protect the delicate core of your dinner. Pull the heavy basket entirely out.
Add exactly 1 tablespoon of pure filtered water to the bottom drawer of your air fryer, directly underneath the elevated basket. As the machine aggressively heats up, this tiny amount of water rapidly evaporates. It creates a microscopic, continuous layer of steam inside the cooking chamber. Think of this steam as a highly protective thermal blanket. It safely absorbs the intense heat before it can ravage the cellular walls of your food. It stops the internal moisture from being violently ripped out of the meat and vegetable cells. This drastically reduces the formation of internal AGEs. Your food's cellular structure stays completely intact. It stays incredibly healthy. Meanwhile, the powerful top fan is still fully able to crisp the highly protected outside layer. You get all the satisfying crunch you crave, but with a fraction of the biological rust. Notice one strange, wonderful detail when you finally try this. The food will actually taste significantly juicier, yet it will still loudly crackle when you bite into it. You have completely bypassed the chemical trap of dry heat friction. You have protected your joints and your heart without sacrificing the texture you love. But we must address the damage that has already been done. If you have been air frying bone-dry meals for years, your body desperately needs help clearing out the accumulated rust deeply embedded in your tissues. You cannot just stop eating dry food and expect the old rust to vanish. You need a powerful dietary catalyst. You need a biological ignition key to unlock your body's own deep cleansing mode. Introduce a handful of dark, antioxidant-rich berries or a strong, warm cup of green tea immediately after consuming an air-fried meal. Do not wait hours to do this. Do it right after you eat. The specific active catechins found in the green tea and the dark berries act exactly like microscopic chemical scrub brushes. They do not just provide basic vitamins, they actively bind directly to the free-floating AGEs in your bloodstream. They safely wrap around the toxins. They protect your delicate kidney capillaries from being scarred as the waste is finally flushed out. They help your kidneys safely and efficiently clear the rust before it can permanently attach to your joints, your eyes, or your arteries. This simple catalyst turns an ordinary cup of tea into a powerful tool for profound cellular rejuvenation. You do not need to fear your modern kitchen appliances. You do not need to stress over every single meal you prepare. You just need to be much smarter than the machine. Mist your fresh food with a simple acid. Add a single spoon of water to the base of the drawer. Enjoy your evening meal with absolute peace of mind. Know that you are actively supporting your joint mobility, your clear vision, your strong arteries, and your overall daily longevity. Treat your complex body with profound respect. Give it the exact biological tools it requires, and it will continuously reward you with endless, vibrant vigor. This information is strictly educational to support your daily vitality. Never change your doctor's medical treatment without their consent. If this topic interested you, you will love this one too. Check out our other great video about Topic 1. Throw away your air fryer, it's creating age spots inside your body. How the intense dry heat of air frying creates Advanced Glycation End products, or AGEs, that literally rust your cells and stiffen your joints from the inside out. Thank you so much for watching. Take excellent care of your health, and I will see you in the next video.